If you're looking for on a budget monitor for your cameras, then stay tuned because today we're going to check out the Andycine A6 MAX. First of all, if you want to know why you should have an external monitor for your filming or photography in general, go and check this video which I filmed previously. If you want to talk about the price right away, the A6 MAX costs $199. All the links of the equipment I'm talking about today in this video, you will find them in the description tab down here. Let's go through the specs of the monitor. First of all, it's high resolution, full HD, 1920 pixels by 1080. In terms of brightness, we have 450 CD per square meter. I tested it out today. You can use it in a bright day with the sun as powerful as today. Still, it's not the most powerful monitor I've tried. We're gonna talk about it at the conclusion towards the end of the video as well. The A6 MAX is compatible with most of the cameras out there, DSLRs and mirrorless. And also it's very easy to use in terms of HDMI. You just need to plug it in the camera output and connect the HDMI input in the monitor. The A6 MAX is called A6, but it's actually a 5.5 inches monitor. It's touch screen, so you can scroll through the menu, not just through the buttons, but also just by touching the monitor. With 2 fingers, you can zoom in and out, and also you can pinch the images to, again, select your options. In terms of dimensions and weight, the monitor measures 148 millimeters by 93 by 20 millimeters, and the unit weighs 245 grams, so it's very light, and that's one of the pros of this monitor. So if you're traveling, that's probably a good option for you to have in your backpack. The package includes, of course, the A6 MAX. Then we are gonna find a micro HDMI cable, which is great for Sony cameras, for example my Sony A7R III. But of course you can buy a full, like a standard size HDMI, which I'm using, for example, on the FX3. We will have tilt arm, which is your mount, the actual support of the monitor. A sunshade for days like today, it really helps. As I mentioned, it's not the brightest monitor out there, so you probably will find this tool very useful as well. We also have a cable Type-C to USB, and the manual and the wipe to clean your screen. The build of the monitor is nice. It's quite plasticky. Why there's a wasp flying around the microphone? But still, it looks good and it feels good. It feels a bit plasticky again compared to other monitor. Remember, you are on a low budget. Let me talk about still the body of the monitor. Let's start with the supporting threads. We've got one on the side here, 1/4 inch screw thread, one at the top, one at the bottom, one at the back of your screen. We have a battery slot at the back. This supports the Sony batteries F970. We have an HDMI in, so your camera will be connected to this port if you want to see what your camera is seeing. You've got an HDMI out, you have a DC in to power your monitor through a cable. We have a DC out, 8.4 volts, and this is to power actually from your monitor, for example, some wireless transmitters, LED lights, and others equipment compatible with the port. Another option actually, which is great, it's another tool supplied by Andycine and VMount, which is this VMount battery. This is the VMount Energy 99. It has a couple of USB connections and ports, one USB-C and one normal USB. So through this battery, I actually power either the camera and the monitor. You simply want to have a couple of USB cables and connect the 2 devices and run both through a VMount battery. We have the earphones mini jack. This is an output to listen through your monitor. A DC in as well, Type-C. And we have all the buttons at the top of your monitor included the menu, some custom buttons, and the buttons to move through the menu, and also the power button. I'm going to talk about some of the features you will find in the menu and the operations you can actually choose on the monitor. And first of all, an important thing maybe for you is to have the option to upload your LUT. So if you want to preview your image straight away while still using an S-Log, for example, or a flat tone in the camera, you can upload your grade, your LUT. There's already a built-in LUT as well, which is actually very similar to what I'm seeing through my camera, so it's very useful for me and that's what I need. But also you can upload your own through the USB-C connection. If we go through the menu, we can choose all the waves and they will appear on your monitor, or you can actually choose the wave you want. For example, we have the waveform RGB, Y or YUV. We have the histogram RGB1, Y or RGB2 as well. We have the pick in focus assist in red, green, blue. That's very useful because when I connect the monitor to my camera, I will not see the picking of the camera. So I need to have it on the monitor. That's the option for this screen. Without the screen, you can actually see the picking of the camera directly, but you can actually turn it on the A6 MAX. We also have false colors if that's something you're using. We have the option to turn on the zebra exposure. We have the 9 grid as well options. We have the safe margins, different safe margins. We also have the option to select the zoom for 9 and 16. And there is an anamorphic mode in case you're filming with an anamorphic lenses, anamorphic formats. We have a center marker as well, very useful to keep your image symmetric and in center. We can select the safe area. We have the ratio marker in 4:3, 13:9, 14:9, 15:9, 16:9, 185:1, and 235:1. So all the different options, you will find them here in the ratio marker. You can also change the color of the marker if you don't like the blue, for example, or the white or the black. You can choose the red and green as well. You can check the different fields, red, green, blue, and mono. And you can flip the image, which is great because, for example, now I'm using the monitor upside down because it's more helpful for me to have the battery slot with the USB-C facing down to actually connect it to my camera. That's the better option for me, so it's great to flip the image upside down, but also left to right. So horizontally and vertically. Color temperature adjustable as well if you want to change it in monitor, and many other options. So conclusion, what do I think about the A6 MAX? Again, it's a low budget monitor, so you need to keep it in mind. You will not get some options of more expensive monitors, but also the brightness of some more expensive monitor. For example, the Atomos Ninja or Shinobi, which I'm using. I didn't struggle, but this monitor is not as bright as my Shinobi. So again, keep it in mind according to your work, to your workflow, to the conditions of your work. If you're working in studio most of the times, then this will be fine. If you're shooting outdoors most of the times, then you might want to consider something else. For traveling and maybe again indoors photography and videography, this is gonna be a good option. I have reviewed another monitor by Andycine. If you want, go and check it out up here. I hope the video helped. As always, subscribe, and the community is growing. Thank you everyone for joining this group. Go also on my website where you will find filmmaking and photography courses and presets. I will see you around. Take care.